St. Joseph's Children's Hospital presents Personal Protective Equipment. What is it? Hello, my name is Sally. I am here today to teach you all about staying safe during your time at St. Joseph's Hospital. It's very important to follow a few simple rules when you and your family are here. There are 3 special ways to protect yourself from germs. Those are contact, droplet, and airborne precautions. Before we get started, let's take a moment to talk about washing your hands. Germs are all around you. Stay healthy. Wash your hands. Cleaning your hands is the #1 way to stop the spread of germs in the hospital. One way you can do that is to wash your hands using soap and water. Let me and my friend show you how. To use the sink, step on the pedal found on the floor. Wet your hands with a little water. Press down on the soap dispenser and begin rubbing your hands together. Scrub the back, front, and all around. Wash for 20 seconds long, which is like singing happy birthday 2 times. Come on, sing with me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sally. Happy birthday to you. Now turn on the water and wash off all the soap. Use a paper towel to dry off. And then you place it in the garbage can using the foot pedal, not by picking up the garbage lid. And now you are all done with washing your hands. You can also use hand sanitizer to clean your hands up to 10 times in between washing your hands with soap and water and when they are not visibly dirty. They are available inside and outside of patients' rooms. Use them when entering and exiting. Let my friend show you how. Press down once to get a dime-sized amount of hand sanitizer and rub together, remembering to get all areas of your hands until they are dry. Now you're a real hand-washing superhero. Now let's talk about the precautions. All the supplies you need to enter a room with any special precautions can be found on carts that look like these. They are bright yellow and located outside the room. Are you guys ready to learn about these special precautions? Let's start with contact precautions. When someone is on contact precaution, it means that they have germs that spread and get others sick from the surfaces they touch. It's important to keep the germs in that room so they don't spread and get other patients like me at the hospital sick. We also don't want our mommy and daddy to get sick or spread these germs around the hospital when they leave. You can tell someone is on contact precautions because they have a bright pink sign on the door like this. Before any visitors enter, there are just a few things you have to do. Remember to wash your hands first. Now that our hands are clean, we have to put on the special blue gown. You can find a gown in the handy yellow carts outside the room. Alright, now it's time to put on our gown. First, put your arms through the gown and your thumbs in the thumb holes. Then put your head through the head hole. Lastly, make sure to fasten the ties in the back. It's like tying your shoes. You're doing great. The last step is to put on your gloves. You can find the gloves on the cart. Put your fingers through the gloves and make sure they're over your gown. Now after this, you can enter the room. Remember to keep your gloves on and to put any bags on clean areas like the back of the chairs. Whenever you're going to leave the room, you have to take off your germ-stopping gear. So first, you have to remove your gloves one by one, making sure not to touch the outside. Then you take off your gown by pulling from the top, making sure not to touch the front. Pull or untie the back, then roll the clean side in a ball and place it in the garbage. Remember, make sure to wash your hands on the way out. And that's all. You're being a super germ fighter when you follow these steps. Now, some patients have a bacteria called Clostridium difficile or C. diff. You can tell someone has this germ by the green sticker on their pink contact sign. With this germ, hand sanitizer alone won't fight it. You have to use soap and water and wash your hands along with the special contact germ fighting gear. Am I following the rules by using hand sanitizer before entering or leaving a room that has a pink sign and a green sticker? No, that's right. You have to wash with soap and water if you see the green sticker. Next, we'll talk about droplet precautions. When someone is on droplet precautions, it means that the germs they have spread on anything they cough out, like saliva or mucus. You can tell someone is on droplet precautions because they have a bright green sign on the door. Just like contact precautions, we start with washing our hands. Next, we put on a germ-stopping face mask by pulling the elastic to fit over our ears. Then fit the flexible nose piece over your nose bridge and pull the mask all the way down over your chin. After that, all that is left is our gloves. Once the gloves are on, you are now ready to enter a room with droplet precautions. And then when it's time to leave the room, we just have to remember to take off our germ-fighting gear. First, we need to make sure to take off our gloves just like before by not touching the outside. And we finish by taking off our mask, being careful to only touch the elastic bands. And remember, we always end with washing our hands. You really are a super duper germ fighter just like me. Now remember, sometimes a person will be on both droplet and contact precautions. You can tell when both bright yellow and bright pink signs on the door. You must wear both types of germ-stopping gear. Always remember to wash your hands first. Next, to put on our gown just like before. Do not forget to tie the back like your shoelaces. It goes over your head and you put your arms through the gown. And you put your thumbs through the thumb holes. And tie the back just like shoelaces. After that, we put on our gloves one at a time. And we need to make sure that they go over the gown. You guys remember this from before, right? So what's left is that you have to put on your mask, which are found on these handy dandy yellow carts outside of the room. Now you are ready to enter a contact and a droplet room. When it's time to leave, you have to take off your germ-stopping gear. First, we take off our gloves, making sure not to touch the outside, one by one like before. Next, we take off the gown by pulling the top, loosening the back, and then we roll the gown into a ball from the inside, and then we throw the gown into the garbage. Next, we remove the mask by touching only the elastic bands, and do not forget to wash your hands on the way out. The last type of special precaution is called airborne precaution. When someone is on airborne precautions, it means that the germs they are sick with stay in the air and can get others sick when they breathe it in. They have to stay in a special room called a negative air pressure room that keeps all the air inside to stop the germs from spreading outside the room. When someone wants to enter the room, they have to wear a special mask called an N95 respirator. These special masks filter the air and keep the germs out. You can tell someone is on airborne precautions because they have a bright orange sign on the door. Remember, germ fighters always start with washing their hands. Next, we have to put the N95 respirator on. Start by placing it over your face. Next, pull the top strap and place it over your head below your ears. After that, pull the bottom strap over your head and place it above your ears. Finally, fit the respirator to your nose. After that, we have to put on our gloves just like before. Finally, before entering an air precautions room, make sure to notify the nurse to make sure your respirator fits properly. When you're ready to leave the room, remember to remove your germ-fighting gear. After stepping out of the room, it's time to remove your respirator by taking the straps off your head and throwing it in the garbage. Finally, remove your gloves one by one. Last but not least, remember to always wash your hands. You're now ready to be a real deal germ fighter. And that's all the types of special germ fighting precautions here at St. Joseph's Hospital. It's so important for not only nurses and doctors to follow these simple rules, but also visitors to keep everybody safe at St. Joseph's Hospital. Thank you for staying and learning with us, and remember, keep being a part of the germ fighting team to keep everyone safe.